What's happening, y'all? For those that don't know, I go by the name of Michael Supreme, King Michael Supreme to be exact, right? I'm Atlanta's #1 impact coach and influencer creator. And look, I am the newest team coordinator at the Andrew and Walter Young YMCA, not to mention one of the official hosts of the Regina Sunshine Living Like a Boss show, right? That's who we are today. And as you all can see, I got little bro, big bro over here, Triendos, right? He's the founder and president of TNT Bow Ties and Apparel, right? And we definitely got his lovely mama here with him as well. And so, yeah, we're going to dive into it in a quick minute with them, but I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Miss Lanita Mitchell Blackwell, what's happening? Leading Through Living, you know that's a big deal. Big shouts out to Makeup Express, right? Makeup Express over in South DeKalb Mall. Y'all make sure y'all plug in as much as you can over there because they got a lot of phenomenal things going on, man. And so, look, mama. Before I dive into anything, I'm uber excited right now, right? And the reason I'm excited is because this show is basically filled up with youth, period. It's filled up with young entrepreneurs, and that's a big deal. And so I had an opportunity today to be able to get a few of the young people that serve with me at the Andrew and Walter Young YMCA to plug in today and just get an opportunity to see what's going on with this Living Like a Boss show. And so, are you familiar with the, what was that, the Chick-fil-A Classic that they did, what was it, Saturday?
Okay, wow, tell me more.
Okay, so at this Chick-fil-A Classic, they did it on Saturday at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, right? We had an opportunity to take over 20 boys, right? And we collaborated with Ford, their Men of Courage company, Men of Courage Foundation. And what we did, we were able to take these kids, and it was a lot of them had the first time to actually be able to touch the field, right? First time to touch the field, first time to be able to take pictures with official NFL players, you know, and they gave them opportunity to really, really see life beyond what they thought they could achieve, right? And so it was crazy because one of the highlights for myself, for the kids, and it's going around the Y going crazy. As soon as we got off the bus, like it's something significant about timing, right? It's something real significant about timing. And so we thought we were running late. We thought when we jumped off the bus, we jumped off in the wrong place. And so we wound up having to walk behind the stage and get on the side of a road, walk through a festival to get to where we were going. But as we moved closer and got closer to the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, we saw a big head, right? And the big head was the Bobby Brown experience, because you know you got this movie coming out. And tell me why we sitting right there, and then so we're getting ready to cross the street, the police officer says, "Hey, that's Bobby Brown across the street." I said, "Stop playing." I look up, and that's Bobby Brown. And so I tell all the boys, y'all come in real quick, real quick. We about to try to take this picture. We about to get this picture. So I get the boys ready. Bobby Brown across the street. I'm like, "Mr. Brown, do you mind taking a picture with the boys?" He took a few pictures with the boys, spoke life into the boys for a few seconds. And that was like a phenomenal situation, right? Amazing. And so I just consistently, like for me, what that was, for me, it talks about timing, right? And when it comes to you doing and being in the place at the right time, right? Like some people feel like you're late for certain things. Some people feel like I shouldn't have showed up for this, or I shouldn't have showed up for that, but I'm here, right? But one thing that happens is once you do what you feel like God called you to do, you're always going to be on time, right? You're always going to be in the right spot. You're always going to be in the right position to get whatever it is that God chooses to give you at that moment, right? And so even though it was just a picture with Bobby Brown, which is a dope situation, you know, for me that shined a big light on timing, right? And so before we dive fully into the show, like I'm just curious, for both you and your son Triendos, what would you say was the highlight of your week?
Well, we're on Labor Day Monday, as you know. So last week, working professionally, but Triendos had the opportunity really to celebrate others.
Wow.
Who wears his bow ties and neckties as well. And so, of course, we're proud of him and his brother, who's 3 years old and the vice president, and he will tell you more about his position with the company. But we love to see young men and women out in our communities dressing for success, because we believe that it's more than just what you put on. It's how it makes you feel inside.
Yeah.
And our tagline, and Triendos will speak more about it, is we don't believe you have to break the bank
to
look nice, right?
Oh, man, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's 2018, Michael. We live in a world where people are often flashing brand name,
right.
that. But we really want to get back into feeling good, dressing how you should feel, and really professing life among all of our kids. And that's what's important. That's what's behind the entire platform of TNN Bow Ties and Apparel.
Yo, man, that's exciting. I don't know about y'all, but I cannot wait to dive fully in and really get an understanding of what happened, like how you all created the brand, where the idea came from, what the passion is behind it, like what type of struggles y'all go through. Because, like, I understand as an entrepreneur, like, it's not always sunshines and roses, right? Everything is not always uphill all the time. You got these low valleys, and I feel like today, like, In the Bible, it says from the mouths of babes, right? From the mouths of babes. And I feel like, I just feel the energy that today somebody's going to say something. Somebody's going to do something that's going to shake up the way people think about life, the way people think about business, and the way people think about moving forward to become the best version of them. Because you got so many people, like the significance of this show, Mom, is crazy, and it's really just sitting in. You got so many people that are in their 50s and 60s, yes, right? 50s and 60s that are working 9 to 5s, that are pissed off with where they're working, but afraid to take that leap of faith and do whatever it is that God put in them to do to birth into the world. But you got little kids, little grown men, right? You got little grown men that are already stepping out on faith, and not just stepping out on faith by themselves. They got a support unit behind them. Like, it's rare that you see in the demographic where we come from. Like, I serve a community with the Andrew and Walter Young YMCA. Okay. I serve a community where the poverty rate is 32% greater than the state of Georgia twice and Fulton County combined. Like, that's crazy. Like, I serve in this community, you put 100 kids in a line. Out of these 100 kids, 17 of those kids live in a household where they have both their mom and dad, and that's great. 74 of those kids live in a household where it's just their mom, right? And then 7 of those kids live in a household where it's just their dad. And so when you get these kids that have passions, desires, and dreams to be able to move forward and do different things, yes, a lot of times their parents aren't able to really, really connect and fuel those dreams and help those things go to the next level, because those type of moms got to work 1 or 2 jobs. Yes. Those type of moms got to work 4 or 5 different jobs, okay, or they got to pull in different directions to figure out how to make things happen. Yes. So a lot of these kids aren't even seeing their parents. You feel me? Yes. But to be able to see kids, young entrepreneurs that are out here winning, right? They're not trying. These young entrepreneurs are winning, but then behind them are solid parents. Mm-hmm. You know, that's a huge deal. And so I just want to applaud you, like real talk right now, and applaud you. Appreciate that. And then every single other parent that has a child is going to step up today. Or any parent that has a child that you're supporting, whether it's through entrepreneurship, whether it's through music, whether it's through dance, whether it's through whatever their dream is. If their dream is to shovel poop, like real talk. If their dream is, y'all don't see him, man, but I woke somebody up in the back room with this. But look, if your child's dream is to shovel poop, and you decide to get behind your child to help your child be the best poop shoveler that is, I commend you, right? Like, whatever your child dreams to do, whatever your child desire is, like your goal, the reason why God created you was to be able to nurture whatever it is that he put in them to birth into the world, right? He didn't put these children into your hands for you to be able to make them what you want them to be. So off top, I commend every single parent that's able to see, right? Able to see what God put in their child and give birth to that into this world. Like, real talk. And so what we're going to do, without further ado, we're going to dive all the way into Triendos. You ready?
Yes.
Ah, look at that. Give me a high five. All right, cool. And so look, y'all. I asked him before the show started. I said, Triendos, do you know what your name mean? He was like, yeah. I said, what is it? He said, And then his mama said it mean the great one, right? The great one. So I want to introduce you all to Triendos, the great one, right? This young man is the founder and president of TNN Bow Ties and Apparel. You ready, bro?
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right. So the first question I got for you, little bro, is how old are you?
6.
6 years old. And at 6 years old, what made you decide that you wanted to start a company around bow ties and apparel?
Because my dad was wearing bow ties.
Ah, your dad was wearing bow ties. So that's y'all hear him in the back, right? That's awesome, right? Like, that's amazing, man, because a lot of people don't understand. When I gave those stats earlier, Mom, and everybody that's listening and looking, like, in our community, 17 kids live in a household where it's their mom and dad. 74 is just their mom, and 7 where it's just their dad. For you, Triendos, to be able to look at your dad and say, listen, Dad, I see you, I love you, and I want to do what you're doing. That's a big deal. So I applaud your daddy. Real talk. Real talk. And so what was it that you liked about the bow ties that you saw your dad wearing?
There were different stripes and stuff.
Yeah, different stripes and stuff. Okay, so what is it that you liked about the stripes that made it stand out to you?
There were wiggly lines and straights.
Wiggly lines and straights. Okay. So when you started this business, brother, what would you say, outside of just the fact that your dad was wearing bow ties, what would you say was your real passion behind it?
What does passion mean?
That's a good question. That's a good question. What'd you say,
Tell
Mom?
them how you started. I was telling her.
Oh.
I asked my mom, can I have my business?
Can you have your business? Okay. And so, Triandos, we're going to talk about passion a little bit, right? And so, we could go Webster's Dictionary and we could talk about passion. Or we can go spiritually and we could talk about passion, right? And so, when we're going to go spiritually, right? And so, when we talk about spiritual passion, it's whatever that burning desire is inside of you to be able to birth in the world to create change, right? Whatever that thing is that you feel that you can't sleep unless this gets done, right? You can't eat unless this get done, right? Like you can't think until this particular thing is done. And so when you tap into that type of passion, when you understand that, listen, like this ain't a me thing, it's a God thing, that's a whole different type of passion, brother. You feel me? Yeah, yeah, a little bit. But I'm telling you, we dropping seeds today, Triandos. We dropping seeds, and one day it's gonna sink in. So, Mom, for you, what would you say was the passion behind supporting your son in the birth of this business that he saw his dad?
With it, and like he said, he admires his father, my husband.
Yeah.
And my husband loves bow ties.
Right.
All sorts of bow ties, wooden bow ties. And
Wooden
Triendos,
bow ties.
I think he shared earlier, he'd been in business for 1 year.
Yeah.
And he said, Mom, I want to start a bow tie business. And Triendos, you want to tell Mr. Michael what happened after that?
She said yes.
I said yes.
That's simple.
And I'll share. I mean, I know we have parents and guardians and godmoms and aunts listening, but you know, we often are used, Michael, to kids saying, you know, I want to do this, I want to do that.
Right.
And in our busy world, and we're doing our own careers and own activities, sometimes we say, yeah. But something we wanted to do was really so into what he wanted.
That's
and I did say yes. And then I said yes, and then I said, well, we'll get to it. And Triendos can be something of a very persistent, at that time, 5-year-old. And he said, Mom, you said we were going to start it.
Right.
The next day. And the first thing we wanted to do, not just say we're going to set it up, but we researched what it took to maintain a business.
Yeah.
And you know better than I do, there are lots of businesses that sprout up, but often they dissolve within months or sometimes a year. And for different reasons. Sometimes financial stability of the economy, but sometimes a lack of desire to push forward.
Right.
And my husband and I, one of the things we hope and advocate for Triendos and his brother, who is the vice president. You want to tell
and your brother's 3 years old, right?
Tell him his name.
Yes.
You got a 3-year-old vice president of your company, brother.
Yes.
Man, your brother must be dynamic.
He's very good at it. Tell Noah's name. Oops, I said it. What's your vice president's name?
Noah.
That's what's up.
We really, just really want to advocate to them being persistent and sticking with something.
Got it.
And of course, you always want to bring in the passion, as you
said,
right?
Yeah.
You want to bring in the interest. And he had the bow ties from my husband, and he said, I want to get out in the community and meet and talk to people. And we say market. He didn't say the word market, but he said he wanted to tell people about dressing for success and being anything they want to be. And Triendos, did you want to tell Mr. Michael how kids can be anything, about the desire to be an engineer or what you want to be when you grow up?
I thought you wanted to be an entrepreneur.
He wants to be a
cardiologist.
A heart doctor and a cardiologist. Wow. Bro, who do you know right now that's a heart doctor?
Dr. Sunday.
Oh my goodness, brother. Like, it's not many 6-year-olds that you see that say, I want to be a heart doctor. Bro, that's a game changer, man. That's a game changer. So tell me about the Dressing for Success piece. Why was that important for you? As he thinks so.
Kids out there, you can be anything you want to be. Just believe in yourself.
That's big. For all those that didn't hear that, kids out there, you can be anything you want to be. Just believe in yourselves. That's a big deal, Mom. And so, like, I'm really excited about what y'all are doing. Like, it's a huge deal to hear a child, a 6-year-old, developing a campaign that helps young people dress for success, right? It's not too many 6-year-olds that are worried about looking good. You know, they're more so worried about running outside, playing flag football or playing basketball or just running up and down the streets, jumping in the pool when it's summertime.
And he's a typical kid in that sense.
Yeah.
They want to say he loves riding his bike.
And so a big question for me, Mom, as we'll close out on this side. Sure. Big question for me. Transitioning, right? Understanding that he's 6 years old and he has to be a kid and do kid things. But then he's running a grown man's business, right? How do you leverage that to make it make sense on both sides?
So, for us, Michael, it's a family affair. It's a family business,
Yeah.
right? But we also, myself, I have a full-time job. My husband
Okay.
does. He has a full-time job, which is going to school.
Right,
He's
right.
a first grader. You want to tell Mr. Michael, where do you attend school?
Dutchtown Elementary.
Yes.
Say that one more time.
Dutchtown Elementary.
Yeah.
Dutchtown Elementary. All right.
And so, that's his full-time job. Brother's 3 years old.
Okay.
He goes to preschool as
Right,
well.
right.
So, we want it to be a balance. For them, it's something they enjoy, they look forward to. We operate an online clothing boutique,
Okay,
if
cool.
you will, but we specialize mostly in bow ties. as
Right,
you
right,
pointed
right.
Out. And you want to tell Mr. Michael what else we sell other than bow ties?
Regular neckties, conflicts for men and women's scarves.
Jesus.
So
And do y'all make all of this?
So some of it we do, and some of it we don't. We work with other partners.
Got it.
But we do
Good.
make some, but due to the demand of
Right,
sometimes and the
right,
timeliness,
right.
we do partner with other people as well. But our biggest part of all of this is really advocating to other kids and other families that we're a typical family.
Right.
He loves riding his bike, and sometimes when we're selecting merchandise, he'll even say, "Mom, I want to take a break and ride my bike," and we allow that and we encourage that, right?
That's big.
Because he's 6 years old, and we're very proud of him.
Right.
But we don't want to burn anything out.
Right.
And I think it's when you're talking about athletics or a business or anything that a kid does, you certainly want to celebrate what they do, but allow them to be a kid.
Definitely.
I think we've all learned some lessons from some other
Oh, yeah.
celebrity kids or whatever
Oh, yeah.
out there. So that's what's important to us, to let him be that. And he's a kid, it's his business. But he often will say, if we go from a few weeks from meet and greets or vendors, he'll say, we got to get back out and get our bow tie business out. And I think one of his favorite things, and one of the young ladies in your audience, Miss Lloyd, he had the opportunity to share his business card. So we're tickled because one of his favorite things is sharing his business cards and looking people, shaking their hands, and treating us when we meet people. Where do we look them?
In the eye.
In
That's
the
what's
eye.
up.
So
That's
from
what's up.
this, it's some soft life skills
Right,
that
right.
we're able to push with him. And we've done some meet and greets. We have another big activity coming up in the early part of next year where we're out in the community meeting other kidpreneurs, if you will. That's the
awesome.
buzzword.
That's awesome.
And
Yeah.
we've met young women who have their own lemonade business.
Right.
One young lady, she's already saving up money and looking for investors for her own smoothie shop. And
Wow.
she's only 9 years old.
Wow.
So we've had the
Oh, this is
opportunity to meet
amazing.
some amazing kids out there. And what we just want to do is celebrate all kids,
Right,
right? We're proud
right.
of him, but Triendos is probably like millions of other kids out
Yeah.
there who have ideas.
Yeah.
And we're just out to really provide any sort of emotional support that we can, even if it's some business tips to help other families as well. But
Okay.
it's been a 1 full year, and we've had a great time with it. And I will say it's been a fun journey.
That's big. So before we close this side out, Triendos, what is the one thing you want to say to every single last kid that might want to start a business right now?
You can be anything you want to be.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And Mom, what is the one thing you want to say to every parent that's afraid to get behind their child right now?
I would say listen to your child. Listen to your heart and yourself as well. It's interesting because I just had a conversation with a dear friend about a few hours ago.
Right.
And she was saying, what holds people back from success? And I know it's a cliche, so many people have said it, but often it's our own doubts.
That's real.
It's our own fears.
That's
and
real.
there's so many talented, gifted people that are simply afraid to fail.
That's real.
And I simply believe you have one life and you have to make it great and dynamic. And if you fail, at least you tried.
That's it.
Instead
That's
of living
all.
your life at 85 saying, I should have started that business. I should have written
facts.
that book. I should have made that speech.
Right. So don't
it's-
live what I should have, live what I did.
Yeah.
Right.
And Michael, thank you for having us on the show.
Hey, no problem.
And I think Triendos, do you want to share with Mr. Michael and his viewing audience where they can go for more information?
That
on
was
our
the next
business?
question, Mama. You own it. I love it. I love it. We're not gonna let y'all get off without people knowing where they can get you. Let's go. Let them know where they can find you, brother. TNNbowties.com. And for those people that want to search you on Instagram, where could they find you at?
TNN Bow Ties and Apparel. That's it. And
That's it.
We're very proud of our founder and president. He's a 6-year-old first grader, and our 3-year-old partner, if you will, and vice president, Noah Thornton. So it's a family business. What a pleasure. Thank you, Michael.
Hey, man.
Thank Miss Regina Sunshine Robinson as well for this amazing opportunity.
That's
we
it,
consider
that's
it a
all.
blessing.
That's it. That's all. And once again, man, y'all already know who it is. Your boy King Michael Supreme. When we come back, I got Dr. Norman Collins coming on, sitting with me, and we're gonna dive right back into these kidpreneurs. All right, let's get it. All right, y'all, welcome back once again. For those that don't know, I go by the name of King Michael Supreme, and you're tuning into the Regina Sunshine Global Network, Living Like a Boss Show. And like I told you all before we left, big brother Dr. Norman Collins, he was going to be coming in to sit with me to make sure we get these interviews really, really tight. So before we dive into our guest, Mr. Jakari Kane, right, and his mother with Kid Crafty Creations, brother.
Yo.
How was your week?
Man, my week has been awesome.
That's what's up, man.
Awesome. Yeah, I had a great week. I had some therapy yesterday.
Okay.
I felt like cooking. So I cooked and had a nice spread and had
What
some folks over.
What was on the spread? Like you got to paint this picture. You got some hungry people in here, right? Like I'm hungry right now. Like feed me through the picture. Let's do it. Right? Come on, like don't let's do it.
Had
Come
a
on.
little something, just a little pot roast, some turnip greens, and
Uh-oh.
some chicken and dressing, and a little sweet potato pie, apple pie.
I hear leftovers.
Yeah.
I hear after party at Dr. Collins.
Hey, it's something left. You gotta come get. Otherwise,
Hey, man,
I have for lunch for work.
Say
tomorrow.
less. I'm
Yeah.
on the way. All right. So
Yeah.
what is one word that you would give us that will set the tone for your upcoming week?
One word that would set the tone. More.
More. Ooh.
More.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, give me more.
Yeah, more,
Okay.
more, yeah.
Okay, take
More.
me there.
Yeah.
Take me there. Why do we want more?
Well, I want more. Number one, because there's more to me. There's more to me than meets the eye.
Yeah.
And I know every day I've not actually tapped into the more that's there.
Okay.
So because I know more is there, I want the more.
That's
and
big.
that motivates me
big.
to get the more
That's
and to do
big.
the more, achieve the more, so I can give more.
Yeah. Ooh.
So, I'm just saying.
Bars.
Yeah.
I don't think y'all caught that. Like I
saying.
want the more.
Yes, sir.
So I can do more and I can give more.
Exactly.
Like that's crazy. Like y'all like that's an impact coach, right?
Yes, sir.
Like I always sit down with people and I talk to people about the bigger the income. It's not about the money, moms. It's about the impact, right?
Right,
And
exactly.
understanding that the more that you give, the more that you're able to put yourself in a position to where you're changing lives and touching people that you may never even see, right?
Exactly,
You might
yeah.
not live to embrace,
Right.
but you're touching these people. That's when the money gonna come.
That's it,
And when the
yeah.
money come, God is holding you accountable to what you do with it to help other people move
Yeah.
forward and do the things that He called them to do,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Well, that's what he's talking about in Ephesians 3:20.
Oh,
You know,
my God.
Now unto him who is able to do exceeding and abundantly
Hold on.
above all
Hold
that you're
on.
able to ask. That means more.
Hold on, that's
All
more.
the-
That's
according to
so
the
hold on.
power that's in you,
Whoa.
that more that's in you.
Whoa.
I'm just saying.
So the
Yeah.
scripture for this week, for all those that didn't catch it, it's Ephesians 20, right?
Ephesians 3:20.
The word for the week is more,
More.
and the scripture is Ephesians 3.
3:20.
3 and 20.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, cool.
Yes, sir.
Enough of that. Woo,
All right.
too much, bro.
All right, bro. I'm just saying.
Anyway,
Just saying.
we about to dive
Right
all
there.
the way in. Kids Crafty Creations. Brother, like I've had an opportunity to, they broke bread with us, right? We did a service day at the YMCA called the Walter Young Service Day. And they're one of the few young entrepreneurs that came and actually set up a booth there. And you all really electrified the building, right? The fact that you all were there, your presence, the way you showed up, young man, and was excited about your paintings and your ornaments and all that other stuff, it just gave a different type of energy in the space. And so I'm excited to break bread with you again. I met with your mama during the week, and we talked about some dynamic things. But I'm glad to sit here and be at your feet again, brother, because you a king for real, for real.
Yeah.
So how you feeling today, Jakar?
I'm feeling good.
You feeling good? You a little nervous right now? Okay. So I'm gonna tell you, ain't no reason to be nervous. You wanna know why? Because it's just us. It's just us, and we family. That's it. That's all, right? And we love you, and all we want to do is help you become the greater version of you. You ready for that?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about. All right. So, Kids Crafty Creations. How did you start?
Well, I was at a summer camp,
Okay.
and the teacher wanted us to start our own businesses.
Right.
And I had some friends helping me, but we weren't making as much money
Okay.
then, so they kind of quit.
Your friends quit because y'all weren't making enough money. How did you overcome that? Before we get to how you overcome it, how did it feel when your friends that started this business with you quit because they weren't making any money? How did that feel to you?
Well, at first I felt sad just my business, then I don't have to split the money.
Okay.
You can have more.
More.
This ain't
More.
a
More.
That's
Look,
the word. That's
look,
the word.
look, that's the word of next week. That's the word of next week.
Yes, sir.
More.
Yeah. Give me a little bit about that. That's the more right
If I
there.
don't
That's
got
the
it,
more.
look, if I don't have to help, if I don't have anybody else's hands
That's
on this
right.
pie, that means I get more of the
That's
pie.
right, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. That's what's
what I'm
up.
talking
And
about.
so, Jakari, what is it that you like about arts and crafts?
What do you like? How does it make people feel?
I guess happy?
It makes people feel happy, and so you like seeing people happy when they touch your product.
Yes.
That's what's up. Do you remember when you made your first dollar?
No.
You don't remember when you made your first dollar? Mama, I'm pretty sure I know Mama remember. So Mama, I want you to talk about how it felt to make that first dollar. And then Jakari, I want you to, when you leave today, I want you to think long and hard about that first dollar you made. Because that first dollar is a monumental dollar in the mindset of a growing entrepreneur, right? And so Mom, for you, how did it feel to bring it, to help your son develop a business and see him make his first dollar?
Well, the way that we had it developed was we went through, and I was the teacher.
Okay.
So we went through 2 weeks of entrepreneurship, and then at the end of that final week, they had to do a Shark Tank in front of myself and some of the other judges. And so when I say they had to talk about profit, they had to talk about startup cost and marketing plan, and basically write their business plan. And when they got up there and they did their pitch with no help, by the way.
Wow.
And when they were done, everybody was like, "Oh, I want that." They were fighting over some of the, some of their artwork, and it was just really amazing for me just to see people pour into the kids, and that's what I loved about it. Like that's why I remember it the most, because it's other people pouring into them, and they're just like, I want it. Give me this, just because you made it. And so that's where more of the memories are made, in my opinion, and where the impact is made, in my opinion, because they did it. If I did it, it may not feel the same.
Right.
As if, say, oh wait, a 9-year-old did this?
And that's solid.
Versus
that's solid. For those, can we get
Yeah.
this? Oh, there you go. There you go. he like, look, I am the creator. I am the creator. Jakari, go stand up and put that right in front of that camera right there. And Regina, make sure you let him know when he's too close, or when he's close enough. That's perfect. And so, Jakari, you created that?
Yes.
How long did it take you to draw that?
Like maybe a couple of minutes.
A couple of minutes.
But
Okay.
did you do that with an ink pen and a marker, or what did you used to draw that with?
Well, first I used pencil,
Okay.
and then once I was done, I used Sharpie to color it in. And I
Cool.
used silver Sharpie, and then for the eyes, I just used color pencil.
That's what's up. And so, was this something that you traced, or something that you just off the top of your head said, okay, this looked like I feel like a Black Panther movement right now, so let me go ahead and get my little sketch on. Did you sketch it or did you trace it?
Well, I watched a video on how to draw one.
That's what's up.
Wow.
That's what's up.
Wow.
And so you went to YouTube University?
No, he went to Wakanda University.
That's what that is. That's what that is. Wakanda University by way of YouTube.
Right.
All right, cool. That's what's up, Jakari. So do you have any other pictures, Mom, or Jakari, that you want to show that you're working on? Okay.
Oh, wow, that's nice.
Cool.
Wow.
And so what does this one mean to you, Jakari? Because that's a big deal. Love is a big word.
It is.
Love is a big word. What were you thinking about when you created this? It's okay.
What does love mean to you?
It's okay. We'll get that.
Well, it's inspiring me because it inspires me to save my buttons from now on. Okay, so you can make me one of them. I've been throwing away buttons out, but the extra ones in your pocket.
in your pocket,
I'm saving them, bro.
The
You
ones
can
that
get
come
all
with
those.
the
Yes,
shirts.
sir. Yeah.
No, that's what's up. And so, what is
Nice.
mother being on this journey, right? Being on this journey with the kidpreneur. Jakari, how old are you? 9, and you've been in business for how long?
2 years.
2 years. And so on this 2-year journey, Mom, like what would you say has been the biggest struggle?
I can't say it's been a struggle. It's been fun.
Okay.
Just being able, because I have my own business, so a lot of times I go to the events by myself. So now I get to share it. So we're set up right next to each other. So it's really fun to be able to be in business next door to my son. You know, and being able to watch him, and when he does his events, I try to, because I'm a teacher too. So when he does his paint parties, I'm always like, oh, what if we do this and do that? And he's like, I got this, Mom. And I'm like, okay.
You see the smile, like, yeah, she got it right.
I have a question.
Push it to the side.
Does he ever make more money than you when y'all at the booths? I'm just asking. I'm just saying. Look, I'm trying to.
You pouring a little funk in the situation right now.
But you know they use the word more. I'm just trying to keep it going here.
Right.
I can say that when he does his paint parties, he makes more in an hour than I do. Most times. And I know me and my husband, we joke, but we for real, like he don't pay us.
Hey, Mama, you told him, listen, you got the whole pie, son. You told him this.
I did that. Right?
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Great.
So, one of the biggest things you just mentioned was fun, right? And the last guest I was just on, the mother mentioned fun as well. And I feel like that's one of the things that people miss out on a lot, like when it comes to the process of entrepreneurship or just the process of life in general. People forget to have fun with it, right? And so we get so caught up in the mundane ritual of that you do this, you do this, you do this in order to get to where you need to be, that we forget that, hey, man, like kids, all kids do is have fun. And they never need anything. They never want anything. Everything that they desire to have is always right there at their feet because they move in the expectancy to receive more. Right. To receive more. And so I challenge every single last person that's watching right now to tap into the child in you, right? Understand that it's not like, even though this kid Crafted Creations business, it was birthed by a now 9-year-old, right? Like it gives the mom and the child and the dad and the family an opportunity to bond, right? An opportunity to grow. And when we talk about more, that's giving you more time with your kids.
Exactly.
That's giving you more time with the kids, with the parents. That's giving you more time to be able to spread what this was right here. To be able to spread real love, right? To be able to spread real love. And so whatever it is that your child expresses an interest in, tap into it and understand that as a child, their passion and desire might change. It might shift and it might pivot 1,000,005 different ways before they pick that one thing that they're interested in. But just stay in the posture of fun. Have fun with them learning what it is that God put in them to birth into the world.
And I also want to speak to his creativity, because I noticed some of he does not only the picture, but then you've got the frames, you've got buttons, you've got animals, you've got ornaments. I mean, that's just a variety, and that's sometimes we limit ourselves to just one thing. And we have God has given us the spirit of creativity after Him. Just look at everything that He made. So He's put all of that as a part of us. And sometimes we sit down with these ideas, and our children have a lot of ideas because they see a lot of things and their minds are spinning. But we have to nurture that. And I often, tell kids, at least my kids, I would tell them, I said, look, just get a piece of paper and get your pen, just draw. Tell me to draw the first thing that comes to your mind. Now I need you to know what color would you color. In other words, just build on that, because there is more in him. This is just the beginning.
He's only 9.
Yeah, he's only 9. I mean,
you never know. As long as you let them explore, that's where you really find out. And how we found out with his talent was in kindergarten. He came home with this picture, and I promise I thought he traced it. It was a Converse shoe. And I said, oh, okay, you guys did this in art class. Did you use a stencil? He said, no. Oh, okay. Well, did you trace it? Would you put the paper over something else? He said, no, I did this myself. And I was like, wow. Yeah. Okay. And so that's when we realized, okay, we've got to nurture this. We're entrepreneurs, so we're already like, hey, let's see how we can turn this into something. Let's nurture this. Let's continue to find that passion. And there are times, and as parents, they get tired. They don't want to do it. They're just kids.
Yeah.
And we have to find that balance between when do I push,
Right.
and when do I say, all right, it's okay.
Yeah.
We had a vendor event on Saturday, and half the time he left the booth because they was out playing on the bounce house. And
Right,
I'm just
right.
like, you know what?
Whatever.
It's
Right.
okay.
Right.
They're kids.
Hey, you heard him like, look, Mom, it was a bounce house. You gotta understand, it was a bounce house.
Right, so I had to understand that and just man the booth. Like I gotta be the parent and I'll be his spokesperson for now and allow him the opportunity to be a kid.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yes.
That's
So
real.
you gotta do that.
So as we end out this spot, Jakar, what is one thing that you want to say to other kids out there that inspire to be creative like you? You got it. It's right there. Whatever you feel like saying, just say it.
Tell them.
Go ahead.
What can they do? Can they do it?
I'm gonna let you think on it because you're gonna come back. You're gonna come back before the show over. And when you come back, when we get everybody together, I want you to be the first one to tell us what's that one thing you want to tell those kids that want to be creative just like you. All right? Give you some time to think on it.
I like him because he's methodical. He's thinking.
Yeah.
He's not
You can
just
see
blurt
it.
out
You can
something.
see
He
it.
said, "Look, I need to think about this.
Oh, facts.
Because this may determine my destiny.
Oh, facts.
So I need to concentrate on this here right here.
Right.
You know,
real.
but see, that's what people with mohawks do, bro. That's the way we do that.
Wow. So it's a Mohawk thing?
It's a mohawk. The
wow.
mohawk.
Mohawk.
Hey,
Here we go.
Hey, I'm going to make on to bless myself.
Here we go. Watch out.
Yeah.
All right, so
Right.
Mom, before we leave, what is the one thing you want to tell the parents out there that desire to get behind their kids but don't know how? And then we'll close out by either you or Jakari letting people know where they can find you all.
Okay. All right. So for parents, just let them pick. Let them choose. Don't shoot it down. Even if it sounds ridiculous, just okay it until they get there. Because he wanted to sell Pokemon cards. I didn't know how to do that. I didn't know
That's what's up.
what it was, how to do it.
Yeah.
But I didn't say, okay, no, we're not doing it. I said, okay, well, that sounds great. How are you going to do it? So as we walked through that process, he realized that it was something that maybe I don't want to do this.
Right.
So those questions, instead of shooting it down, just continue to ask questions to help them to develop exactly what it is that they want to do. And I promise you they'll get there.
That's big. That's big. And where can they find you all at?
Where can they follow you and find you?
You can follow me on Instagram and find me on Facebook and Twitter. On Twitter it's Kids Cree, then the number 8.
Okay.
And on Facebook and Instagram, it's Kids Crafty Creations.
Okay, so y'all got that on Twitter. It's Kid Cree and the number 8. And on Instagram and Facebook, it's Kid Crafty Creations. All right? Y'all got it?
And the website, Kids with a Z Crafty Creations.
KidsWithAZ, All right, Mom, I appreciate you for plugging in today.
Thank you.
Jakari was at it. Appreciate you for getting in here today. And once again, y'all, he with the methodical, all that other good stuff. Look, once again, it's your boy King Michael Supreme, Atlanta's #1 impact coach, influencer, creator, and my big brother,
Dr. C.
Dr. C.
I'm just saying.
Already, man. Y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back in a quick second on the Regina Sunshine Global Network, Living Like a Boss Show. Let's get it. Hey, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to the Regina Sunshine Global Network, Living Like a Boss show. Once again, I am King Michael Supreme, Atlanta's #1 impact coach and influencer creator, and I am here with my big brother,
Dr. C #2.
Dr.
He said he
C.
was #1.
Dr. C #2. What's going on, man? If we had a bloopers reel, y'all, that would be #1, okay? That would be #1. But look, y'all, we're here with some dynamic brothers, man, kings and gents. Kings and gents. The first time I got an opportunity to be exposed to these guys were at Dr. Robert Watkins' Kings and Priests Conference, right? And so for all those that don't know Dr. Robert Watkins, please Google him, right? Brother is a game changer. He was the 2017-2018 Living Like a Boss Man of the Year, right? And when I went to that when I saw him at the Kings at the conference, at the award show, I was like, okay, he's a dope brother. You know, he might have deserved the Boss Award, like the Man of the Year. But when I went to the Kings and Priests Conference, y'all, I was like, hands down, no other man walking the face of the earth deserved to be the Man of the Year. So you all Google Dr. Robert Watkins. And guys, real talk, when I went to this conference, he said one thing that completely blew my mind as soon as he stepped on the stage. You were there with me. So you can attest to this.
Amen.
He said, listen, amen, right? He said, listen, biblically, right? Biblically, back in the day, God created kings and priests. Priests to be able to move forward and bring life to the vision of God, right? And kings to be able to fund the vision of God. So back in the day, the kings and the priests had to connect to move the vision of God. But what God is doing today is calling each and every last one of us as individual men to be both the king and the priest, right? Both the king and the priest. And when I tell y'all, like, there's the law of 33, right? If y'all ain't never heard it, y'all gonna hear it today. And I pray that y'all live your life by this law of 33 beyond this point. And then I'm going to shut up and we're going to dive into them, right? The law of 33. 33% of your time, right, should be spent with people that are not on your level. Because it's like a form of community service. So when you all are dealing with kids that are your age and they're not doing what you all are doing on the entrepreneur side of things, you all are giving life to them, to drop seeds into them, to maybe help them become an entrepreneur one day, right? The other 33% of your time is supposed to be spent with people that are on your level. Because at the end of the day, like me and my big brother right here, iron will always sharpen iron. That's it, that's all. But the last 33 to 34% is supposed to be spent with people that are 15 to 20 times beyond where you are. Because those people that are 15 to 20 times beyond where you are, they're going to push and pull you to get to where you need to be. And when I tell y'all, I have never been in a room. I've been in a lot of rooms, but I have never been in a room where every single man in that room, I felt like, could push and pull me in a different direction. Push and pull me and help me get to the next level in my life. Like, they're doing a conference, another Kings and Priests conference on October 9th at the Ritz-Carlton in Atlanta. October 9th at the Ritz-Carlton in Atlanta. Google Dr. Robert Watkins. Make the decision to be there. Because I promise it's going to change your life. That's a shameless plug. All right, let's get it. Free commercials. Now, brothers, we talked about kings and priests, but you all's company is Kings and Gents, right?
Yes, sir.
And to my knowledge, what you all do is create bow ties.
Pocket squares, belts, infinity scarves, and hand-painted bow ties.
Hold on, pause. Say that one more time, because you just blew my mind. Because I thought it was just, I just thought it was bow ties and belts.
Something you drive. I didn't know it was a scarf, too. You got to tell me about
Go
that.
for it.
Bow ties.
Bow ties.
Pocket squares.
Pocket squares.
Belts.
Belts.
Infinity scarves.
Right
Infinity
there.
scarves.
Right there.
He caught you right there, okay.
Hand-painted bow ties.
And
T-shirts.
Hand-painted bow ties and T-shirts, right?
Wow.
Now, my brother here thought the Infinity was just a car, right? He thought the Infinity was just a car.
I did.
So,
Put them on scarves.
explain to me what an Infinity scarf is.
It's just a long scarf
It's just a long scarf.
that you can wrap around your neck twice.
That's
Twice.
what's up. That's what's
Okay. Okay. For small folk, it's 3 times.
up. Small neck.
I need to know what size to buy.
That's what's up. That's
Buy
what's
a
up.
regular one, it fits me twice.
Okay.
That's what's
okay.
up.
Oh, we about the same size. All right,
So what is it that made you start the business, brother?
Well, it started when my brother was 5 and I was 3. Our mom used to make pillows, and we would put our hands up to the sewing machine so she didn't want us to get hurt. So she put me in her lap, and she told my brother to stand next to her. So he pressed the pedal, and I pressed the reverse button, and then.
So it all started from there. That was your first touch of the needle and sewing, and that was your first kick of the pedal, right? And from there, it was just to the moon and beyond, right?
Yes, sir.
And so, what is it that you like about creating these type of garments for men?
It makes young men. It changed the look of how they look,
Wow.
how they dress, how they dress.
How they look and how they dress,
Yeah.
right? It definitely changed the way you look because of the way you're dressing, right?
Yeah.
And so, what is your favorite of the whole list of things that you just mentioned that y'all offer? What's your favorite?
Probably the burgundy hand painted bow tie.
The burgundy hand paint. Is that because you hand painted it?
Okay,
That's what's up.
okay.
That's
So now,
what's up.
you hand painted. What are you making your bow ties out of? Is this wood, cardboard? Is this?
It's
I mean, seriously, what material?
it's
you-
like this material, but
Okay.
just white, all white, and you
Plain
can
white
just
fabric.
That's what's up.
just paint it or take a straw for some paint and spit it out.
Spit on it. Hey, listen. We didn't mean spit. We not spitting on no bow ties.
Those are
We just
DNA
blow
bow
it.
ties.
DNA bow ties. Okay. And what is your favorite?
Probably the bow tie.
Probably the bow tie. All right. So what is it that you like about the bow tie? Because bow ties are different from regular ties.
It stands out more than the pocket square.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Classic
That's what's up.
too, bro. Yeah, they're classic. And they make older men look good too. I'm just saying. I'm just causing the young people.
And so when we talked at the YMCA during Walter Young Service Day, your mother mentioned that you all developed a campaign around the belts that you all created.
It's right now the Rock Your Belt campaign to encourage young men to keep their pants up instead of start swagging. I'm at sagging.
So sagging is now swagging for
No,
all
I'm
the.
not sagging.
I got you, bro.
In some parts of Georgia, if you sag your pants, the police find you and they fine you $25 to $200.
Yo, that's crazy.
They'll be all over Georgia.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't think y'all understand. Well, if you did understand, I'm going to say it again. Look, little brother just said in some spots of Georgia, you get fined for sagging your pants. Anywhere from $25 to $200. You get fined for sagging your pants. And so because you all saw this, they decided to create a campaign called the what?
Rock Your Belt campaign.
Rock Your Belt campaign. Rock Your Belt campaign to be able to, and Dr. Collins is holding up the
To
belts.
avoid paying $200.
Already.
Thank you. All right.
Already.
Nobody wanna
Rock
see
Your
your
Belt
drawers,
campaign.
okay? Put
And
this
so,
to- I'm just saying.
already. Already. And so,
Excuse me. They have the matching bow tie, and they have the pocket square. So you'll be matched up, okay? Save the
Listen,
$200.
listen.
So give more to these young men to save more with the police.
more. That's what I appreciate
No,
that.
I just- I thought I
In the spirit of more.
Right.
And in the spirit of more, give more to the young brothers and
Right.
save more on the police. All right,
Those
got
are
it.
nice. I like that.
Already. And so when we talk about the bigger the income, bigger the impact, the bigger the income, right? The bigger the impact, the bigger the income. This is the perfect example of young brothers saying, you know what? This is how I desire to create change in my community. Like I see a problem that I don't like, and this is the solution that I'm going to create for it. And as a result, it brings in income, all right? So that's a big deal. I commend y'all.
That's great.
Big
Yeah.
stuff. Big stuff. So we were talking prior to, and I heard from y'all too. Don't look at me like that, bro. He like, what he gonna say?
Right.
Look, I heard y'all just got out the road, man.
Yeah.
Y'all just got out the road. Where did you all just come back from?
Victoria Bryant State Park.
Victoria Bryant State Park. It was a camping trip, right?
Yes, sir.
And so for those that don't know where Victoria Bryant State Park is, where is it?
Victoria Bryant.
What state was it in? Where were
It's
y'all?
Georgia.
Oh.
It's not that far from.
Okay.
It's like an hour and 30 minutes.
That's what's up. And how long were y'all there?
4 days.
4
that's
days.
nice.
Jesus. In that 4-day period of time, what is the one thing that you all could say y'all learned that you all didn't know prior to going?
How to kill honeybees, I think.
Oh.
Kill, like,
Oh.
kill the wasps, whatever they are.
Scared me.
I was like, look, they ain't see my face. I'm like,
I was
whoa.
gonna let you handle that, bro. You know.
I'm like,
Cause he
look,
kept saying kill twice. How to kill. I'm like, bro, that was I ain't
look.
Mama, you took them up there to kill.
Look, I'm sitting there like, all right, God.
Right, okay.
All right, God. Wherever you want to go with this, I'm ready. Let's figure it out. But so, y'all learned how to kill wasps,
Bees,
honeybees.
whatever they're called.
why was it important to kill the honeybees?
Because they ran out a whole family. They literally left before their date ended, and then one got stung.
Wow.
I think he had to
And then he dipped.
Wow. The one that stung somebody dipped? Wow, so that was a hit and run for all those that don't know. For all those that don't know, that beat pulled a hit and run.
Bro, I'm out of here.
And so what you all did, what you all decided was, okay, cool. So I saw other people having a good time, right? And then I saw their good time being disturbed by these honeybees. So because these honeybees want to disturb their good time, I'm going to learn how to make sure that these honeybees don't disturb anybody else's good time. That's what y'all did, huh?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right.
Now, just taking that and from the perspective of more, are you gonna have some honeybee colored bow ties?
Ooh.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm feeling it in my spirit right now. I need that, 'cause that honeybee. Yeah, there you go. We in there. We in there. What I'm talking about. I'm gonna have to place me an order for one because I got a suit and rock that right there.
Lord Jesus. Look, please supply the man.
I'm just saying.
Look, no, real talk. He's a model. He's a model.
I'll model your bow tie, bro. I rock that. Yes, I will.
All day, every day, twice on Sunday.
That's right.
All right? Twice on Sunday, right?
And once on Labor Day.
And for those that were lost and didn't know we were on Labor Day today is Labor Day, right? All right, cool. And so, guys, like 5 years from now, right? Where do you all want to be in business?
And Macy's.
Hey,
Ooh.
yeah.
Ooh. Woo! Hey, look, y'all ain't see Mom in the background. She did. Hey, man, she doing them glory hallelujah poetry snaps. Hey, that was medicine right there.
Yeah.
So in Macy's, right? We're in Macy's.
Anywhere. Probably.
Nope. Problem. You want to know what happened, bro? Like when you said that you want to be in Macy's, you told the universe a clear, crystal concrete place that you desired for your stuff to be. When I asked you where you wanted to be in Macy's, you said anywhere. So what if the universe told you, okay, cool, I'm going to put your stuff in Macy's, but I'm going to sit it right next to the trash can, about to fall into the trash can. That's what you just told the universe. Whatever the boys' aisle. Okay, cool, we getting somewhere. We're in the boys' aisle.
The dress clothes aisle.
The dress clothes aisle.
Sunday clothes aisle.
Sunday clothes aisle.
Church clothes aisle.
Wait. Pause. Pause.
Look, the man juices is flowing. Let him just go ahead and get
Is there a difference between the church clothes and the Sunday clothes in Macy's?
Funerals.
They have a specific section for funerals?
Yes.
Really?
All black.
All right, Mama, we're going to have to take a trip to Macy's.
That depends on what church you're going to, okay?
Jesus.
I'm just saying.
But look, we're going to have to take a trip to Macy's, Mama,
Yeah.
so we can create this vision board for the boys, because we need to know exactly, point blank period, where you want your stuff to be in Macy's, how much you want it to sell for, who you want to come and get your product, because when you put it out there in that way, crystal clear concrete, the way you said with confidence and boldness, in 5 years, I will be in Macy's. You need to be able to say in 5 years, I will be in Macy's on 12 mannequins wearing this tie and this color, that'll be wearing this suit, that'll be wearing this belt, and it'll be sold out before I even say that we selling. You need to be, oh, you like that, huh? Yeah. You like, yeah, sold out sound good.
Then more spirit hit it.
I'm trying to
Did you
tell
see
you.
him?
Look, bro. Look, I'm going to have to call you every Sunday, every Monday, I'm going to say, big bro. What's the word for the week, right? What's the word for the week? Because more has completely taken over what's going on right now. Completely taken over.
It's in my spirit.
I'm trying to tell you. So listen, we're going to get that. So Mama, field trip to Macy's. Got you. Field trip to Macy's, right? Y'all ready for that?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. So, random. What is the biggest challenge that you all have faced in developing this business? Getting started. Okay. Why was that so hard?
Because first we started off with a wedding, and we had to all do it by hand. So we had to do it in 2 weeks. So what we did was we did half on a 1 week, and then we did the other half on the other week, and we sent it to her.
Okay. So the biggest struggle sound like just time.
Yeah.
Having enough time and enough hands to do the work. Right? That ain't too much of a struggle.
No, that's a blessing.
I'm trying to tell you, that's a blessing right there.
Yeah.
So how did y'all overcome that process of being able to get everything done in that short period of time?
After that, she told all of her friends that we had a business.
Who is she?
That was about 3 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry. Forgive me.
Was this the lady whose wedding it was?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
The bride, y'all.
Yeah, the bride.
The bride.
Call her Miss Bride.
The bride.
So then she told everyone else about us, and they started rolling in orders. So we couldn't just do it all at one time. So then we found a manufacturer. So now we do a few by hand, and she does a lot of them in a short period of time.
And how old are y'all?
13.
I'm 11.
13 and 11.
Wow.
And they have their own manufacturer producing their materials, and they selling it, and they still handcrafting some, and they 13 and 11.
Wow. That's amazing.
If you ain't catch it,
Yeah.
play the playback, right? Until you catch it, right? So listen, bro. I'm uber excited about y'all, man. Like y'all are off to an amazing start in life, like period. And like it's crazy because I remember watching you all at the Y when we went to go clean the streets, and y'all were literally just being kids, enjoying life, jumping up and down in the, not in the streets, on the side of the streets, playing, laughing, and talking with people. But y'all are legit bosses. Y'all are legit bosses at 13 and 11, and that's a big deal, man. So, question for you. What is the one thing that you would want to say to a 13-year-old child? Look at them right there, because they're right there. Any 13-year-old is watching this right now. What would you want to say to them to inspire them to do whatever they feel like they want to do in life?
If you want to start your own business, don't hesitate. Go ahead and take it while you can.
That's big. That's big. What do you want to say to the 11-year-olds that's watching this? And you ain't talking to me, you talking to them right there.
Do what your heart tells you to do. Whatever you want to do in life, do it. Go for it.
That's big. Do what your heart tells you to do. Like your heart, that still small voice. Like I told y'all at the top of this, from the mouth of babes, right? Somebody's life is going to be changed today. Somebody's life is going to be changed today from the mouths of babes, right? Do it from your heart. Like whatever you feel that burning thing is inside of you that's wanting you to do something, just do it. Follow it, because that's going to be that thing that leads you to where you desire to be. And so, where can people find y'all at?
Online at thekingsandgents.com, and on Instagram and Facebook, Kings and Gents.
That's what's up. That's word. And so, y'all, we signing out once again, but we're going to come back, and we're going to have all of the kids that were on early today, and we're going to have a group discussion. So, do y'all mind staying right there for me? All right, cool. And so, once again, it's your boy, King Michael Supreme.
Dr. C, after him.
Dr. C. Already. And this is the Regina. Man, you got me messing up. This is the Regina Sunshine Global Network, Living Like a Boss show. All right, let's get it. Welcome back. Once again, it's your boy, King Michael Supreme, Atlanta's #1 impact coach and influencer creator. Sitting here with my big brother,
Dr. Collins.
Look, he been Dr. C, Dr. Too Cool, Dr. all this other stuff, and now he just want to come on with the simple plain. Look, Dr. Collins, right? Anyway, this is my big bro, Dr. Collins, all right? And so, man, it was a pleasure having each and every last one of y'all on the show today. Young men, keep doing what y'all doing. Y'all are on some phenomenal roads, on some phenomenal things. Mamas, keep supporting. All facts. Daddies, keep supporting. I see you, Daddy, in the building already. So, Jakari, I told you when we got back on, bro, you were going to be the first one to speak. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, so what is that one thing that you want to tell all of the young people like you, and you're going to look right there for me?
Well, just to follow your dreams.
That's big. That's big. Follow your dreams. That's what's getting you to where you need to be, right? All right, cool. And so, y'all, with this section of the show, what we do, we just, it's just a round table discussion, all right, about anything and everything. And so I'm about to alley-oop over here, and you ain't know it was coming, but I hope you know how to slam dunk, right?
Yeah,
All right. So the ball is coming. That was kind of weird. But it's okay. The ball is coming in your direction. And so, Dr. Collins, what is that one thing that you feel on your spirit that the Lord is leading you to just put on the table right now that you feel like needs to be discussed, or you feel like the viewers need to know, or you just feel like it's on your heart to just put out there right now?
You know, as I listen to these young men and they're moving forward with their visions, you know, I think what I would encourage you with is to just don't hold back. Okay, don't hold back. And when I say that, because, you know, the enemy oftentimes, when he sees you, there are two times the enemy will come. Number one, he'll keep you from getting it, or he'll keep you from enjoying it when you get it. Okay? So just, you know, you're on a pathway right now that I do believe, and I know, and we all in here know that God is leading you to something bigger than what you think. It's bigger than you can even imagine. Because what you've done, even at this point, is bigger than what a lot of grown people have done. So it's really bigger than that, okay? But don't hold back. There are going to be, of course, there are challenges, man. There are going to be times when maybe an order didn't come in on time, or anything the enemy will use to try and set up panic. You know, God forbid, you might get a cold or something, and you can't get, can't get it out because you don't feel like it or whatever. But don't hold back. You still keep moving forward. You know, there'll come those times, God forbid, that, it will seem like the money's getting a little short, but we walk by faith, not by sight. And not by sight. So real. Even what you see, God can change it in overnight. Okay, He can send you a large order overnight to fill in those spaces. When I'm a witness about that, I'm gonna try not to shout on that, but He will do that. Okay, so just don't hold back. Don't hold back on your dreams, man. Don't hold back on whatever your desires are to move forward. And this that you have, this is not it. I mean, man, you guys are talking. I can see y'all doing suits. I can see y'all doing a whole clothing line. That's real. I can see you guys even doing men and women, the big fashion shows of your own. That's real. For the children and men. It's bigger than what you think. Just don't hold back. Let that imagination flow. You may design some abstract clothing, some clothing that some people don't want. All the clothes you make ain't got to be in church. That's real. Now I'm just going to put it out there to you, Mama. Let's just keep it real now. Because there's some folks out there at the club need some nicer stuff. Nicer to wear. Okay? And y'all could develop a new millennial club line. Yeah. Show them how to wear it without all of the stuff being, well, we'll talk about that later, but I'm just saying. Okay? But it's bigger than that. Just don't hold back. That's real. Stick outside the box, and I understand, and as Christians, we want to, keep it holy. We want to keep it holy. That's fine, okay? But holiness is not just like, we don't walk around with, I don't have clergy collars on all the time, okay? I don't walk around with suits and ties on that you can tell all the time. I don't even wear socks all the time, okay? I'm just saying, leave that there. But my point in saying that is, you have to, man. So just think, and y'all can even do socks. The bumblebee sock, man, to match the bow tie. That would be crazy. I'm just saying, crazy. I mean, and for those guys that don't go to church and they want to kind of hang out there at the bathroom, why not make the bumblebee T-shirt? Have your bumblebee line. I'm just saying, man, just don't hold back. Let the juices flow, okay? I love, but y'all have just love bumblebees, okay? Yo, look, matter y'all can call it the honey line. Yo, look, okay? I'm just throwing some stuff out there, all right? Yo, look, he said, right, I'm saying. So.
I think what's being missed, right? I think what's being missed is that everything that happens to you in life is an opportunity and a lesson, right?
Yes, sir.
An opportunity and a lesson.
Yes.
And so as an entrepreneur and as a creative, right, you have to look at everything that happens to you and say, how can I turn this into money? And how can I inspire people, right? How can I turn this into money, and how can I inspire people? And so it's a laughing, joking thing that we're talking about these honeybees, right? But what Dr. Collins is saying, listen, like you all just had a passionate moment where y'all killed some honeybees to save some other folk so they can have a good time. Yo, that's a story.
It is. Yeah.
Facts tell, stories sell.
Yes.
Facts tell, stories sell. So when you all create a honeybee line, or you do what you desire to do on a creative side, whatever happens to you in your life, utilize that as the story to fuel what's being told, what you're selling. And people are going to say, whoa, I wasn't thinking about honeybees, but I rock with the story, so I'm going to buy that, right? People will say, yo, I wasn't thinking about the ornament in that specific type of way, but the story behind it made me want to lean into it, right? Made me want to lean into it. And so when we talk about the word for the week, when we talk about more, like I challenge you all, moms, kids, everybody that's in you all circle, right? I challenge you all to think bigger, beyond where you all are at, and start to dissect the things that have happened to you and the things that are happening for you. And ask yourself, how can this polka dot tie? How can this checker tie? How can that picture frame that you created, or those ornaments that you create? What's the story attached to those? What's the story attached to those? Like y'all are sitting there looking at a dude, like as a life coach. Before I sat down with my life coach, Miss Regina Sunshine, and she told me, listen, you ain't a life coach. You an impact coach. Before she told me that, and I'm not here life coaching, I was working with a guy by the name of Charlie Chapley. And this guy was the manager of 2 Chainz, Travis Porter, Young Dolph, Bankroll Fresh before he passed, Schoolie, the whole 9. These guys developed a brand. The Dab and Santa Christmas sweaters. Do y'all remember that? The sweaters that came out on Christmas time with the Santa on the top of it that did the little dab. That brand did $1.2 million in 30 days. $1.2 million in 30 days. When I sat down with Miss Regina Sunshine and we met for the first time, I was running around with this CEO Millionaire brand on the hat, on the shirt, everything. Off of the Dabbing Santa brand, we took that and flipped it into the CEO Millionaires brand, and that brand to date is worth over $10 million. To date. And it's only been in existence for about 2 years. Only been in existence for about 2 years. But the reason why those things sold is because they led with a why, and they told the story of the why. And the product was a byproduct of the story. You see what I'm saying? The story was a byproduct. The product was a byproduct of the story. When you sit down and you talk to entrepreneurs, when you look at the CEO Millionaires brand, it was CEO, 6 zeros, comma, $100,000, $100 million. Everybody want to be 100 millionaires, right? Everybody want that. Point blank, period. All we did was remove the 1 and the 2 zeros in the front that represent the 100 and said it was CEO. And then we gave the CEO a meaning, which was creating every opportunity. And so when we put that hat on, when we put that shirt on, it was a jersey for every single last person that felt like they desired to create their own opportunity and that they deserved $100 million off of whatever it is that they created, right? And then when we marketed the product, we didn't say come buy my hat because it's dope. We didn't say come buy my shirt because it's dope. We said, listen, if you're an entrepreneur, you need to know these things. And on social media, we were posting content consistently about facts for entrepreneurs. That's it, that's all. When we launched the website, we understood the culture, the demographics, and saying, listen, our people desire to flash. They're going to look up to Jay-Z. They're going to look up to P. Diddy. They're going to look up to the who's in the hip-hop industry. So let's create a video that has all of them in it, right? A video that has all of them in it, and then on this video, let's just tell a story about what this brand is about, what it means to create your own opportunity, how you're not on the bottom floor, how you're on the top floor when you're a CEO. Because if you're a CEO of a business, you don't sit at the bottom. You sit at the top and you oversee what's going on. And so in this video, through our words and our storytelling, we were able to tell that story in a way that it captivated the audience for them to say, yo, that's me. That's me. And if that's what they wearing, hey, bro, I need a piece of that. I need a piece of that. Of course, we had 2 Chainz brand attached to it and some other folk brand attached to it. But if we didn't have those brands attached to it, the CEO Millionaire brand would have did $2.5 million in a year by itself instead of $10 million. By itself, just off of that creative marketing and leading with why. Telling the story, Jakari, telling the story about why painting is so important to you, how it helps you in life. As a kid, game changer. People need to hear you and not your mama. No offense, mama. But people need to hear you and not your mama, because, brother, you got a message. You got a story. You have been through some things in life that have helped you get to where you are today. Not many people your age are doing what you're doing. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
How does it feel to know that not many people your age are doing what you're doing right now? It's interesting, right?
Yes.
It's interesting. And so embrace it. Embrace it. Understand that you 3 right here, I'm looking at 3 kings. I'm looking at 3 kings. That's it, period. 3 kings. And kings were created to have dominion over all things, period. So whatever door y'all step into, I need you all to always hold your heads high. Never be afraid when you step into a room, because you're in the room for a specific reason, period. If you feel yourself getting timid, if you feel yourself getting a little afraid because of the people that you're around, I need you to understand, you all are spiritual beings in a spiritual world. And you all got a daddy that we all got that has everything covered before we even show up. And all you got to do is say, Daddy, what you want? Daddy, show up. Less of me, more of you. Daddy, show up. Because I'm scared right now. Daddy, I'm nervous right now. Hey, y'all, before we started this show, I was nervous. My brother wasn't with me. I'm like, we going to figure this thing out. We ain't got no script. we going to see what it is. But you heard me say, God, less of me, more of you. Do you, God.
Yeah, God.
If you don't show up, this thing going to be ugly. But if you show up, we're going to have a great time. And so I need you all to hold on to that as you all grow as men, because the world is going to try to pull you all in so many different directions. In so many different directions. But you all have to understand that you all were called for a different purpose. Amen. A different purpose. There are not many 13-year-olds and 12-year-olds that are creating campaigns to get boys to pull their pants up. Right. Mama, that's a story. If you tell the story, the belts will sell. Mama, the belt could be this little itty bitty string right here. And you could charge $1,000 for this little itty bitty string right here. If the story is strong enough, everybody gonna buy it. Everybody gonna buy it. Tell the story. Tell the story. Tell the story. Forget about the product, y'all. Forget about the product. The product is just a tool that God gave you to make money. The story is what God gave you to change the world. The product is what God gave you to make the money. The story is what God gave you to change the world. Tell the story, the money will come. Focus on the impact. That belt is impact. The reason you all created that belt is impact. Mama, we got to figure out what the impact is. And we talked about the impact when we was at the Y. And so y'all just, there was a hidden, top secret CIA, SEAL Team 6 conversation going on behind closed doors.
B613.
I'm trying to tell you, classified. We got some stuff coming. But y'all, if y'all don't walk away with anything else from today, facts tell and stories sell. Tell the story more. Tell the story more, and people will lean in. Brother, kings, y'all got to understand. Y'all mamas are supporting you. Your daddy's supporting you, and that's good. But mom and daddy ain't going to be there forever. And this is grown man conversation right now. Mom and daddy ain't going to be there forever. One day y'all are going to have to stand tall and take ownership of everything that you come in contact with. It's better if you do it now than later. It's better if you do it now than later, while you have a safety net that can catch you. It's better that you do it now than later, while you have a safety net that can catch you. Like, you all are in a world. We are all in a world. Well, us, when we talk about the way we look, we ain't supposed to win. Y'all not supposed to be 13, 11, and 9. Y'all not supposed to be 13, 11, and 9 building businesses. Do y'all?
That's powerful, bro.
Do y'all realize people died for y'all to have this opportunity? And it's just me being dramatic, real talk. But people died for you all to have this opportunity. Like, my mother and uncle were two that integrated an all-white school in Virginia. When I say my mama, y'all, that's 2 generations before you all. 2 generations before you all, we weren't allowed to go in certain places. We weren't allowed to do certain things. But here you all are today. You all are going to be the ones to change the world. You all are going to be the ones to change the world. But y'all got to get serious with it. Y'all got to get serious with it. All right? Y'all got it? Already. All right. And so as we close out, man, I want to give another big shout out to our sponsors, Lanita Mitchell Blackwell with Leading Through Living. Another big shout out to Makeup Express over in South DeKalb Mall. A big shout out to Regina Sunshine's Global Network and every single last person that plugged in today, and anybody that continues to follow and break bread and just embrace the Living Like a Boss brand, y'all. We got a lot of phenomenal things that are coming up with the Regina Sunshine Network, and we got a lot of phenomenal things that are coming up for this specific show in general. Once again, it's your boy King Michael Supreme, Atlanta's #1 impact coach and influencer creator, and y'all can find me on Instagram. We're going to keep it simple. At King Michael Supreme, right? And my brother,
Dr. Norman Lee Van Collins Sr. You can find me at...
My goodness.
That's one and all.
Oh, okay, come on, let's do it.
You can find me at IamNormanCollins.com. You can also find me on, that's on Facebook. And you can find me on Instagram. Outer the norm, OUTTADNORM, and also on Twitter at Dr. Collins14.
Already. And y'all see he gave y'all more. First it was Dr. C, Dr. Collins, Dr. all this other stuff. Right? More is the word for the week, y'all. Y'all dive in because y'all not going to see us again for another month. More is the word for you all's month, period. All right, y'all, let's get it.